Number 12. You have, through the films, interviews, and your own radio addresses, expressed a staunchly positivist standpoint with regard to the nature of reality. Have you ever critically examined your own assumptions about the nature of scientific progress? Do you believe it possible that you dogmatically dismiss the value and power of spirituality and symbology in a way similar to religious fundamentalists' reactions to, say, your critique of their belief in Jesus Christ? Well, most of us seem to have a propensity to want to think our understandings are static and the ultimate understanding. We want to think that what we think is true. And I'm very much aware of this illusion. So from that standpoint, initially, I would say that, yes, I'm aware of that. In regard to the direct claims you're denoting of spirituality and symbology, well, spirituality is a semantically empty word. I define spirituality as connectivity. I don't know how you define it. What is the power of spirituality? The power of spirituality to me is the power of understanding the symbiosis of nature and how everything is interconnected, and that's just the way it is, from in every intellectual field, going back to the scientist argument, to the physical world. You know, how does a plane fly? Does it fly by fuel? No. The fuel has to be produced by the earth. So there's a connection to everything. How does the fuel generated by the earth? It's done through all sorts of heat processes and natural processes. How are those processes? The cause and effect reality that we have is the spiritual reality. It's the awareness of that in my mind that makes it real, which is very different from the dogmas presented in establishment religions. I don't consider any establishment religion has anything to do with spirituality in and of themselves. There are notions of spirituality that can be good. There are gestures of so-called humanitarian or egalitarian reciprocation, human reciprocation, ideas like that, which I think have a relationship to understanding the spiritual notion of reality, but most of them are quite lost. And as far as symbology, I'm not sure what you mean by that either. I mean, symbology is all words are symbols. Symbology is just a means of communication. There's, of course, lots of nonsense about symbology with people that take symbols and they worship symbols and all this stuff. And that's just a form of neuroses as far as I'm concerned. You know, my critique is of people who believe ideas that are derived from tradition and not environmental feedback. I have no respect for traditional thought. There's no reason to have respect for it unless it's based on a legitimate environmental feedback. The only true philosophy, or whatever you want to call it, that can possibly exist is one that has built into its structure the ability for that understanding to be eradicated, changed. So everything has to be emergent, and that's really what needs to be understood.